Welcome everybody to another episode of Rolling Until Ragnarok, brought to you by Screwball Gaming. You can find our Discord in the description below. I have no announcements today, so there we are. Everybody say hi.
Hello.
Yay! This is the group that decided that they'd go south, and we're gonna have a lovely boat ride. So we left off last time with the boat just taking off of port, as you all could wave to Kasha and them as they do the same, parallel, one going south, one going north. Your boat, of course, going south. Your boat, let me just describe your boat to you, because I know you desperately tried to get a larger vessel, but instead we have this one. It is a medium-sized, pretty decent vessel that is able to be manned by a total of 3 people. Think 2 large masses. Eli, this is a watercraft that you would be very, very, very well versed in using, because this is a smuggler's boat, specifically that type of vessel. It's not a large, a ship, but this is one that will outdo the others in speed and dexterity and a little bit of maneuverability. So this would be something that you are very well aware of. It is also packed to the brim in random ass crap. You've got tons of rope. You've got an extra lifeboat capsized on the top of the deck. You've got a couple extra boxes of food that would last you way more days than you need it to, and a couple extra pots to piss in, I guess. I don't know. Anything you can think of, they just threw onto this thing. And you have 2 crewmates. You have a lovely bipedal cat with glossy black coat of fur that has a snug fitting leather vest on, and her name is Swab. And you have a very, very portly otter that is currently captaining the ship. And his name is Verse, Sea Run, but he goes by Sea Run. And he has like a very heavy studded leather, it's like armor, but it's also like it shows off that he's part of the guild. He's very proud to be part of the guild. He also has like very thinning hair. He's or fur, and he's got really dark, like chestnut brown fur, and looks a little bit older than you, but much younger than Garvey, to give you an idea of his age. He's sitting there spouting off orders. Bramble, this is, I think, your second boat ride. You're first out to the ocean. And Whisper, this is old hat for you. This is day 1. You guys are off. Eli, by all means, talk about how you help man the boat.
So I guess first I want to get everyone split up and assign everyone jobs. So I'd have Bramble, hang tight. Unfurling the sails. And Bramble, you can keep a lookout for land. Make sure no one tries to pull up on us.
Correct. Bramble has no problem doing that. She will be running from side to side all over the ship, looking at all the really cool things that's happening out in the ocean. So it is a good thing that you did not assign a task, because it's not happening the first day.
Exactly. And then I will just be up kind of making sure we're on course, and keeping an eye out, trying to put out little fires before they start.
Awesome. Whisper, talk about where you normally go and where you're sitting on the boat, since I already have an idea of where you're at.
Yeah, well, as you know, Whisper is always kind of like sitting on the bow of the boat. He likes to sit on the front of the boat and just feel the breeze, feel the ocean. And he's calm right now. He's listening to Eli and knowing what Eli wants him to do, but he's not doing them at these very specific moments. He's taking his sweet time.
Just for my own thoughts, I know you're a wolf. I get it. Being a canine, though, would you like hang your tongue out and let the breeze hit and do the whole like dog out the window thing?
Yep. 100%.
Bramble, while you're scurrying back and forth to look at all the stuff and look through little portcullises, and there is only one floor below deck, so you don't have to go very far. I'm just going to let you know. There is no kitchen on this boat, so anything that you cook is going to have to be above deck. But there is, because of that, there is larger space below deck for things. But as you run around the top of the deck, I think Swab, she would like lean down and put her like paw out in front of you and say, hey, help me out with this, and throw you a rope.
Okay. I mean, Bramble will grab it for sure. Just
great. And then she'll turn around and go start doing stuff, and then look back at you and go, tie the noose knot. Come on. Roll intelligence.
Like Bramble will be like, what?
Well, this is not a hard knot to figure out, so roll intelligence.
All right.
Or wait. Or you could roll.
Is that a saving throw?
You could either roll. No, it's just a check. You could either roll intelligence to pretend to try and figure it out, or you can roll charisma, a flat charisma check to just pretend like you're doing something and tie a knot.
Ooh. How old is this person that just told Bramble to help tie a knot? Like, is she like visibly like, like in charge, the secondary command, like adult?
She is a tad bit younger than Eli. But older than Thistle.
I feel like this would be one of those moments where Bramble would be like, this is something that adults do, right? And wanting to prove herself. So I feel like she would definitely roll like charisma, even though it's a -1. Like,
yes, let's go.
That would totally be her. All right. Fake it till we make it. What we got? A 12. I'll take it. That's not bad.
So you tie a secure knot. It is not the knot you're supposed to tie, but it is a secure knot, and she doesn't notice. So you do the thing. She looks back and goes, thank you, and then scurries up the rope. It holds tight, and she is up top tying more stuff together, and she's also tying these little dark green flags up, and they have like a little line on them, and at the end of the line are these little tiny. They almost look like parachutes, like when you used to drop the little guys, like the army men with the parachute. It's like one of those, and there's 4 on each of the larger masts.
I feel like Bramble would ask, like, why are you doing that? It might probably resembles, like you said, some sort of toy that she grew up playing with her siblings, all 37 of them.
Let's see.
So we'd be like,
So she would look at you, and she'd jump backwards and do like a full backflip and land right next to you. And be like, it's to see which way the wind's going, so we know when to adjust things.
Cool. Bramble's gonna like keep a note of that so she can like tell Eli later, prove that she can do this, like that she's smart. She's the adult.
I'm gonna roll insight against you real quick. Hold on.
Okay.
I just want to see what she'd get. I got a 3. She just thinks you're cool.
Even better.
She looks down and goes, great help. I've got to go do more stuff though. Yeah. Talk to you later, little one. And she's gonna like ruffle your spines and then be like, get pricked by one and then run away.
I think Bramble's gonna just be like, they don't do that to other adults, but that's okay. And then I'm gonna track down Eli.
Awesome.
So I can tell him all the stuff that I've learned. Hey, I'm helping out on the boat. Like, I tied all the knots, like all those knots, right? And I'm helping so we know which way the wind blew.
Oh, Well, good. I'm glad you're picking stuff up. Just keep doing what you're doing. Don't get into anything but help out if someone asks.
Absolutely. I'm going to go back to lookout.
Awesome. I would like
Excellent.
each of you to roll a d20 for weather, please. I put thought into this.
I got a 17.
Of course you did.
I got a 10.
I got a 12.
Fantastic. Okay, so the first day, I'm going to say the first couple days. So this is supposed to be, and Eli, you would know this. This is why I'm telling you. This is supposed to be a 2-week journey to the port of 7, unless you're going to Coldmeadow, in which case it would be a 1-week journey. By all means, tell me where you're going, please.
I think at this point, Elias would just be focused on getting the job done, really not looking forward to going back to Coldmeadow without all of the people he was charged with.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as Elias is concerned, and I'm sure as far as Whisper wants to get back to his people, so I say let's just get a move on and keep heading south.
Fantastic. So we're going to the port of 7?
Yes.
Fantastic. The first 2 days are beautiful. Clear skies, easy wind. You guys would sleep. You would get long rests both days. The crew is doing their thing. You guys have more than enough to eat. You can eat your share of little veggies and trash like that, or whatever. I don't know if y'all know a lot about sailing, but normally the food you bring on crates is not the best food. So, like, when I say trash, I mean, it's kind of whatever it is going to happen is going to happen. That being said, at the end of the second day, the morning of the third day, there is some light rain and some darker clouds on the horizon. And this is when Sirens would come down and say, Eli, I kind of need to sleep now, so I'm going to need somebody to, do one of you all sail?
I do, right here. I can sail.
Oh, great.
Thank you, Bramble. I've got this. I will take over.
He's like in the middle of pointing to Bramble to tell her to take the helm, the wheel.
Bramble, I will let you come help me a little bit later, but I think we need someone with a little bit more experience right now.
I haven't. You see those clouds? I helped bring those clouds.
I think the cat.
That is not what we want right now.
Swab would look over and be like, she was helping me all day long the other day.
See? I'll be an excellent captain.
You can stand with me at the helm and I'll guide you through it. But if things look shaky, I'm taking over.
Swab would lean down and go, Captain Bramble, do you need me to do anything for you? She's completely feeding into this.
And like Bramble's gonna be like, what's the I don't know, the normal stuff, like batten down the sails and tie off more knots and stuff.
She's gonna take a thing of rope that is not attached to anything and be like, aye, and start tying it and walk away. And then she's gonna wink at Eli as she goes.
Whispers
Bramble
fully
is
look
definitely
back.
marching straight up to the helm.
I'm just gonna look down at him and be like, get some rest. I'll keep an eye on things here.
Yeah. If you need anything, I'll be below deck. Just send somebody down to get me. It looks like there's some storm coming in, so just make sure we stay, against the waves for a bit if it gets too much.
Yeah, we're gonna stay to the outside of it. I don't intend to drive us into a storm head on.
Thank God. He's gonna go downstairs and knock out for a good 8-hour shift at very least. Uh, the do any of you do anything relative during the daytime? This is the early morning, into noon. I'm gonna let you all. You know that there is a storm coming, Eli. If you'd like, you could roll nature or survival with advantage at that, and I'll give you more information about certain things depending on which one you want to roll.
That's 21 on nature.
On nature, okay. You're not going to miss the storm. It will eventually catch up and hit you. It's just a matter of where you will be when it does.
Okay.
You also know that since the clouds are darker and higher up, it won't be a thunderstorm. It'll be more windy than anything else.
Okay. So, can I tell about how long I have until the storm is on top of us?
That is going to kind of depend on how you decide to move the ship about. But you're going into it, so 9 or 10 hours before you get straight up to it, depending on which. If you go further out to sea, maybe a little bit longer. You can't tell how large the storm is, though.
Okay. Without taking us too far off course, I'm gonna start moving out towards the edge a little bit, but I want to keep us on course for the most part. If I know we're not gonna be able to get around it, I'm just gonna be looking to not get hit head on and just kind of minimize the impact. So I'll be spending the next several hours making sure everyone on the ship is prepared and we start getting the sails ringed in and everything else so we don't get whipped around.
Fantastic. I did say this is a ship that takes 3 to sail. I will roll for 1 with advantage. You can roll for 1 with advantage. And you can have Bramble or Whisper roll with disadvantage if you'd like, depending on who you would like to have roll to help. Or they can both attempt to help each other and roll regularly. I'm not going to tell you what you have to roll each until you decide who is rolling.
Is Whisper helping? Because otherwise, I will
It is
just allow
up to it is literally up to Whisper.
I am completely okay with helping.
Okay.
So then you two can either roll separately with disadvantage, or Whisper or Bramble can help the other one roll normally. I will let you all decide that, but I need to know who is doing what, or I need to know what's happening before I tell you what the roll is.
I don't know. I figure if you're all, I would say it's be all hands on deck, so both of y'all should just roll at disadvantage. I mean, I would be knowing the storm is coming and wanting to minimize any negative impacts. It would be all hands on deck. Everybody would be helping. So
awesome. I need 1 regular charisma roll from Eli, and then a survival roll, like I said, from all of you. Eli, you get advantage because I'm going to imagine you have proficiency with this craft, and I will roll with advantage for Miss Swab as well. And I got an 18.
I got a 18 on the charisma check and a 19 on survival.
I'll give you an extra 3 for my roll then because of your charisma, and I'll say I got a 21.
And survival with disadvantage, right?
Yeah, survival with disadvantage, please.
Okay.
Survival disadvantage 18.
I got a 7.
Nice.
That's right.
What did you get,
Right.
Eli?
For which one?
Survival.
My survival was a 19.
Fantastic. You guys, Eli calls out a bunch of stuff to do. Bramble, you listen to a T and get that shit done. Bramble, I don't know what you tell her to do, but she does it, and it is done well. Whisper, you run around and you make sure stuff is tied down. You all know that this is going to happen. Whisper ties the capsized lifeboat down to the middle, but leaves a little bit of space open so you can get under it to avoid the rain if somebody would want to. All the sails go right, and you veer just slightly off further into the ocean to try and make it around, because you don't ever want to be close to shore when a storm hits, because then you're thrown. So you just get out a little bit. Bramble, this is the furthest into the ocean you've ever been. I would say, Eli, except for the one time you traveled to here, this will probably be the furthest out in the ocean you've been as well in a very long time.
Right.
Because you are now far west of Cherry Moss, which used to be the furthest point into the ocean before the barrier went down.
Right.
So you veer off and you realize that the clouds are getting darker. Please roll perception, Eli.
18.
This is a storm that is not going to be able to be avoided at all. You will have to sail through it.
Okay.
And it is very large. You would, Bramble, roll charisma. Just a flat charisma save.
Check. All right.
This is how scared you are.
A 10.
On a 10, I'm going to let you decide. You would feel this is now you in the middle of the ocean with a little bit of armor on, that and realizing that the vastness of the ocean and how deep it is, but also that this boat is about to get a little bit rocked as it rolls in, and you would start to see the thunder, or you'd start to hear the thunder and see the lightning. Not big, vast. This is not tropical storm level, but you know what I mean? The rain would start to pick up a little bit, and Eli, you would realize that this might be just a tad bit heavier of a storm than you imagined.
Okay. I'm going to give him as much time as possible. Right as we're getting up closer to the storm, I'm going to send someone down to wake up.
Who are we sending?
Bramble.
Yeah, I think that would work. I think Bramble would be scared, just sort of because she's never been so small in such a large vastness, that giving her something to do would be a distraction.
Oh, that's smart.
I can see you're anxious, though.
Yeah.
You can get below the deck, so you don't one, you're not staring out at it, and two, it'll give you something to do.
Right. So, she might be a little terrified with all the lightning, but, she'll be like, can't let the captain down. I'm like the secondary captain. We got to keep this moving. She could focus on attack.
This is probably your first real time below deck with, you've been on the ship for a couple days, but this is the first time you've been below deck and had like that moment where you're kind of like, when you're scared, you kind of take in more details than you need to, you know what I mean? So, because you're not tunnel visioning, you're like, oh, I'm going to take my time doing this thing. And your fingers or your little paws would go against the side of the wall, and it would say, you'd like outline, like how kids do the little thing where they outline the stuff on the walls. You'd outline the name of the ship, which is Burkcrest. And as you get to the end of it, the door is there, and it's like swinging back and forth. There's this is the room of all the hammocks where everybody can sleep. You've been sleeping above the ship because it's been so nice out, and there you can hear him snoring and kind of as he talks to himself in his sleep. And he's just kind of like batting at his face a little bit as he goes. But this is where Mr. Searun is sleeping.
Right. I feel like Bramble would like tiptoe like close to him as like not to wake him up, and then like kind of like peer over, like just double check that he's sleeping, right? Yep. And I feel like at that point she would probably poke him first, right? Just to double check.
He's drooling onto his hand, and so like his fur is all wet here, and that's why it's like patchy. And if you notice, it's like always patchy. This is something he does like every night at this point, so it almost looks like he has a little bit of mange on his hand.
Right. And so, like, but the boat's moving, so like he would be swinging, and so I feel like in that moment, like Bram would be like, "Oh, they move," and like try and like push him a little bit to like see if the swing would like how far it would actually swing, and then like kind of put together like, "Oh, look, they're being held up by like hooks and stuff." Like, so she might go look at like how the hammock is being like held up, and probably at that point she'd see if she could disconnect it.
So you untie it and the whole thing just boom, and he like hits the ground and rolls up and he goes, this is my citrus. And he looks around and he stops and he kind of like wipes off his face and kind of puts his little he's got like the little patchy beard down and he looks around and goes, you don't have my lemons.
No worries, Captain. I was just securing your hammock when it came off.
Roll charisma. No, roll deception.
Oh man, okay. Let's roll on it. What we got? It's a 3.
He's gonna look around and he's gonna go, leave it. What? What time is it? You have no idea, by the way.
Eli sent me to get you, sir.
Okay.
And that's when I noticed your hammock was coming off.
Yes, of course. I'll go see what Eli wants. Next time, send the cat. And he just like shuffles out. Little waddle in him, and he's like he like forgets one of his boots and then comes back right as you're about to like leave. He comes back and like looks you dead in the face and like just takes his boot and then turns around and goes because he's like, this otter just takes off. Fully stares you down as he does this.
I think Bramble would walk back maybe a few paces behind him.
Yep.
We're going back to the surface.
Great. As you come out of the below the deck shutters, as he hits it, wind picks and it doesn't rip it off, but it slams it to the side. Whole boat creaks, and this is when the storm and you guys start to hit each other. The rain picks up very heavily. The sky is gray and black. If you are still on the bow, I'm going to make you roll. I'm just letting you know. I'm going to assume you got down because you are intelligent. But if you tell me otherwise, Whisper, I will make you roll right now for this. You are muted.
I am not intelligent at all. I am still on there.
Great. I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Would be a high dex save. How's a nat 20?
Great. You get off the bow. Without getting thrown into the ocean. Good dice. Great. Eli, Searon will be like, why? You took so long? Do you want to sail through this or am I? This is me asking if you want me to roll or you. You are muted as well.
You are also muted.
Guys.
I'll keep the helm. You make sure everyone else is doing what they need to do.
Okay. This is not... And he's going to turn and look at you, Bramble. And he's going to say, this is not because of your age. It is because of your size. Do I have to tie you down?
Tie me to what?
A rope to the boat. We have to tie the squirrels to the boat when it is...
Elias is going to call down from the helm, yes, tie her down.
I just want to know, does like everybody else have to be tied down? Are you tying down all the other adults?
You are the... It's not an adult. You are the only smaller creature here. If the squirrels were here, I would tie them down. They are adults too.
Bramble's looking a little suspicious.
Okay, here's a rope. Tie yourself down. And he's going to walk away.
Not being difficult. This isn't the first time
Very
you've
good.
had to do this.
And him and so Verse and Swab are going to run around the boat, making sure everything's secure, doing all the stuff. Did you tie yourself down?
No.
Fantastic.
None of the other adults are tying themselves
Remember that.
down.
Fantastic. Remember that. Okay. The first large wave slams into the right side of the ship. Please, the three of you, make me dexterity saving throws. I will do the same for my two. Eli, you have advantage because you are holding onto the wheel.
19.
7.
Oh my god, you're getting thrown into the ocean at the start? Come on.
14.
Okay. So with advantage, our cat got a 3.
Oh!
Because
that's
I
not
rolled a
good.
double nat 1. So
Jeez.
I'm gonna say she's up on one of the things, just making sure the sails could close up, and this wave hits at the right time, and she gets flung down and takes 4 damage and is knocked out cold against one of the walls of the ship. She would need some kind of healing to wake up. This is a heavy storm. Bramble, you rolled a 7?
I did roll a 7.
Great. You as well. Let's see here. You will take 7 damage, bludgeoning, from basically you, as the thing hits, you turn and you trip over the rope you were supposed to tie yourself to and roll into the side of a crate, and you knock your head. You're awake, but you're next to her. She is out cold, and she has a little, like, it's not like it's like bloody, but it's not her skull's flying open or something. But it was a very large fall. She definitely has a concussion.
Well, since I'm over there, I think Bramble would kind of like notice and like just kind of like reach out, like tag her, be like, cure wounds.
How much?
Right. Let's see. Cat's first level. What she got? 9.
Fantastic. That's, yeah. She wakes up. I had a fall there.
Yeah, you did. And then Bramble would hold up the rope. Can you tie me down?
Oh yeah, of course. We don't got to tell nobody though. And she's gonna tie the rope, and then she's gonna cast invisibility on it. And then she's gonna look at you and touch her nose and wink. And she's gonna say, "Thanks, Captain," and then take off.
That's right.
Whisper, what'd you get?
I got a 19.
Oh, you're fine. And Eli, I'm guessing you got above a 15?
He
No,
actually
I
got a
got-
14.
I got a 14.
Oh, okay. You're a little bit further off course now. Not by much, just a little bit more.
Right.
The storm is rolling in. C-Run is yelling, like, and you can just hear him over the roar and the mass of this all. I think that this would be kind of one of the first times you see that he is the leader. Like, you can tell that this is a man that is captained this type of stuff. And as he screams, he gets more and more like gruff with it. His voice gets more gravelly. It almost looks like he becomes bigger than life for a moment. And he's just yelling different things. And he looks down finally at Whispering, and he's like, "I need you to go down below and make sure nothing happens to the hull. Bramble, you need to go ahead and make sure you get underneath and out of the way." Go somewhere you won't be overboard. You're not tied down.
Whisper's just gonna bark and do what he says.
I think Bramble's gonna remain where she is because she's now technically tied down and invisible.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're gonna go with she would just.
And then he's gonna look at Eli and go, "Bring her into the storm more."
All right. You're the captain.
Roll survival with advantage because you technically know what you're doing. He's trying to get to the middle of the storm where it's calm.
Right, he didn't do the guy, right. That's an 11.
Great. Wonderful. Bramble, you haven't moved. You're below deck, Whisper. You're good on this one. Both of you dexterity saving throws. Eli advantage, Bramble disadvantage.
Tap down. I still have disadvantage.
You will not go. You will not go far into the water.
That's a 15.
17. Right.
Fantastic.
God damn.
Giant wave rolls up over the ship, and Bramble, you get slid to the side because it is very large, and you realize the rope that is on the middle of mast tugs a little bit, and you don't go overboard. He can't see this. He thinks that you withstood the wave and stayed taut. And he looks at it and goes, "You have sea legs! It's wonderful to see!" And then he looks up at Eli and goes, "She does not need to be tied down, apparently."
Apparently not. I didn't know she had it in her.
Right. Bramble, another wave slams into you and you just are there. Like, you cannot be moved. This is a show of pure force in their minds.
Are you okay out there? You don't have to prove anything. Get below deck.
This is an amazing feat of strength to you, Eli. I just want you to understand.
Like, Eli is super confused as to what is happening right now. He's seeing waves this big take down grown men.
Right. This is something that would like throw an elephant off the side of the board. Bramble is just holding strong. The cat, our cat is under the capsized, and she's like looking out, and you can see her eyes peering, and she makes eye contact with you, Bramble, and winks, and she's holding the rope.
Bramble will definitely turn around and be like, give her a wink and be like,
right. This is all because she rolled that low insight and thinks you're just the tits. I just want you to understand. Eli, yeah, this goes into the night. This is a long storm.
Right.
It's gonna keep going. I'm gonna need a nature check from you. Not advantage, just regular nature check. See if you can't figure out which. You have no idea which way you're going. At this point, it is just the boat is getting tossed around. I'm gonna roll a couple things. Give me just a minute. My cat gets thrown around, and she is not having a good time. That being said, the storm subsides. It is foggy. It has been about a full day, so it's now almost midday again. Bramble, you've done it. You've not gotten thrown overboard. Whisper, you've gotten jerked around down deck. We lost a handful of crates of food, but you all had all the food there ever was, so we're kind of okay. Verse is looking around. The fog is thick. And he goes, Mr. Elias, do you know which way we're going?
I'm afraid I don't. That storm blew us around a little bit more than I would have liked. I did everything I could to keep us upright.
He'll walk over and he'll look down into the water.
Well, can I do an insight check and just if the sun is out, like just based on
the sun is out, but it is being covered by clouds and fog. You wouldn't, and it's almost
so
because it's midday, it's almost straight above your head.
That's right.
As it goes away, as it gets further in, we'll let you roll.
Okay.
You kind of drift aimlessly. The water kind of grows short as far as a tide goes.
The captain doesn't have a compass?
It does. If you would,
Oh, yeah, can I see if I can find the ship's compass?
It's attached to a piece of the ship that was ripped off.
Ah.
Yeah.
I
that's why I went when I rolled, because I was like, okay. Because I rolled for the compass twice. I rolled for some of the food, and then I rolled for each of my characters, and I got a nat 1 for the compass. So,
okay. Well,
I think, and Verse would come over to you, and he'd open up his like belt and stuff, and he'd pull out the compass, and it would go, and it would show that north is still to your north, but you guys are a little bit further west than you would imagine you should be.
we're further out in the ocean.
Yeah, you're now towards the center of the middle of the ocean.
Okay.
And you are much further out than where you knew the barrier used to be. You're one of the very few people that would know about the barrier because you had to go through it with Kasha.
Mm-hmm.
And you are currently further than the barrier used to be.
Okay. Uncharted territory.
The days get longer. The fog rolls out. You look around. Can you do anything to make wind? Any of you?
Nope.
No, not like wind specifically.
Freaking doggy
Well,
paddle.
He said like a doggy paddle.
I technically have spiritual weapon. I could technically make that into like a fan because it allows me to take any shape. I'm just saying.
I don't think it would be large enough to move the ship. Very good thought though.
Worth a shot.
I will let one of you roll a D100.
Okay.
Let me do it. I want to do it.
Go for it.
My D100s are never good. That makes me want to do it more.
Go ahead, Whisper.
29.
That can't be too bad.
Cool.
Could be a whole lot worse.
Blake's just nodding. He's like,
Okay. I'm gonna say a week passes without anything happening.
okay.
The food is starting to get a little bit more scarce than you would have liked it to, Eli. The ship, that being said, with a little bit of effort, the ship is fixed. You're not taking exhaustion rolls yet, but we're close. And this is, I think, when you'd start to lightly hear singing over the waves.
God damn it.
I love Eli's reaction to this.
God damn it.
Just lightly, I think Eli, you being a sea adventurer, understand what we're doing.
Yeah.
Bramble would run to the edge of the boat where she heard the sound and be like, "Anybody, you hear that? You hear that? Land home!" Like, you know.
Bramble, roll perception or investigation for all that matter.
All right. Let's see. Investigation or
perception.
Or perception. Okay.
I love my D100 rolls.
21 perception.
21. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. You do not see any land whatsoever. I'm telling you that right now. You see a full-fledged horizon line and the sun over there, which means that the ship is currently sailing south. I want that to be known. It is sailing about southwest. You would need to turn it a little bit more to sail perfectly south. But you are sailing into the ocean still. I will tell you that you can hear the music getting a little bit closer, Bramble.
I feel like she would, kind of like, dance a little bit, just because it's been so long on this boat. She thought it was fun at first. It's less fun now. So music sounds like people, sounds like fun and dancing.
Yeah, as soon as I hear Bramble start talking about she's hearing singing, if I'm anywhere near the helm, my immediate reaction would be to throw the wheel and start going the opposite direction of what side of the boat Bramble's on, just trying to put as much distance between us and the sound as possible, knowing what to expect.
Okay. Roll perception with advantage, Eli. In fact, roll 4 times and tell me what you get best at.
Okay.
Because should be right on T, but if you get this completely off, I'm just going to allow it to happen.
22.
Okay. You're spinning the wheel, and you know what's happening. You're spinning the wheel, and you realize it's doing nothing. And you would look down and go, I think the rudder's disconnected. This is something that can be fixed.
Where's the captain?
Below deck currently, trying to make something of the food that they have left and figure out all the rations and trying to take inventory.
All right, well, there's nothing I can do at the helm right now, so I'm going to make my way below deck and go to see the captain.
Great.
Just so you know that Bramble, seeing you leave, is going to run to the helm.
Of course. That's the reason I left it unattended now, because I know you can't do anything with it.
That's perfectly fine. I just needed you to know she was running to the helm. Okay. I got you, Captain. Don't worry.
Bramble runs to the helm.
Keep an eye on her.
She's holding it like the bottom of the things. Whisper, what are you doing at the moment?
I'm keeping an ey on Bramble now.
Very good.
Break anything.
You would go downstairs. There's 2 main rooms and there's the one big room at the back with all the stuff, and that's also where the rudder connects on the inside of the ship, so you could actually see if that is where it's disconnected or not. They are currently counting through some of the boxes and they're like going through all of these all the stuff. And they're trying to move through the stuff and find the different crates of food. They're like, oh, and he's like, there's still this little thing here, and cracks it open, and it's just like a small thing of some of the fish, and then he like picks up this stone, and he looks at it, and it starts to glow, and through it you start to hear a voice, and he's like, and it just says, "Is Eli there? Is Eli there?" And give me a second. There we go. Go ahead, Meryl.
Hello. Is this thing on? Oh gosh, why can't I hear anything? Gosh, this.
Eli's holding the other sending stone for you.
Meryl, what is happening? What are you up to? Now is not. It's a little crazy at the moment. What's up?
Hello. It's me. Hi, I stole Kasha's sending stone because you said you wanted me to send you updates, so I'm here to update you.
Okay.
How was your trip?
We are in the middle of something at the moment. Can I call you back?
Oh, but you don't want my update?
Give it to me quick. And while I'm listening to Meryl, I'm going to make my way over to the rudder and see if I can try to reconnect it.
Okay. Roll survival and intelligence. Meryl, please give us your update.
Okay. So our ship broke through some ice in the water, and it snowed really lightly. And I haven't seen snow in a really long time. And like the sky was like super cloudy, but was also kind of clear. And then like the sea was nice and calm, and a really, really easy ride. And you could like see the shore up there. And we're gonna be there in like a day or so. It's really lovely. We had a great time.
Good. I'm glad. Bramble will be able to teach you all about boats when you come back. The whole time, hands are just flying. I'm using Mage Hand to grab stuff out of reach. That's a nat 20 on survival and a 10 on intelligence.
Nice. Fuck. Awesome. Meryl, anything else before your sending stone is done?
Oh, I'm so glad that Bramble's doing well. Please tell her I said hi. Can't wait to learn about the boats. Tell Whisper I said hi. I'm so glad your journey's going well. I can't imagine anything's going bad. It's you guys. You're doing great.
Yep, and I hope you guys are too. You guys stay safe. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Okay. Bye, not Dad.
Thank you so much, Meryl.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh my god.
Oh yes.
I can't imagine anything is going bad as everything is going wrong.
So you while you're doing this, let's go up top. Whisper, charisma saving throw. Meryl, charisma saving throw. I will roll charisma saving throws for my cat.
I can definitely do a charisma save. That's a 9.
Shit, mine too.
Oh.
I take you meant Bramble.
Yep. What'd I say?
Meryl.
I do that all the time. Bramble, please, charisma saving throw.
Oh, 17.
Great. Bramble is focused.
Yes, right.
She is the captain at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
You see the cat walk straight off the side of the boat and into the water. Whisper, Bramble, do you have anything to stop Whisper from going overboard?
Let's see. How close is he to me?
Pretty close. This ship is not very large, I'm not gonna lie.
Because I can either put him to sleep or I can like cast Tiny Hut so he can't go anywhere.
I would not cast Tiny Hut on the boat. I'm going to metagame for you on this little account. He said he was watching you. I think that is sleep a touch spell?
It is not. I have what is that? Till the spell ends, dim light thunder. Oh, no, that won't work either. But sleep. No, it's a range spell, so 90 feet to 20 feet. Okay.
You would notice, you would see your friend, Swab, overboard. Hear the water, and then I think that you would see the same look on Whisper's face as he turns to walk directly away. I will allow you to react to that if you would like, Captain Bramble.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then I will let you figure out what you want to do with the cat.
We're turning the boat around for the cat. Just FYI, she helped me out when I needed the whole, invisible rope thing.
Very cool.
For Whisper, though, I feel like, again, not having seen that, she'd kind of just like call out, like, hey, what are you doing? Like, get back here. Hey, don't, like I don't feel like she would
Oh, okay.
immediately react to that, like.
Very cool.
Because I feel like it was sudden.
Whisper, roll athletics.
Hell yeah, we good at that. Evidently not today. It's a 13.
Cool. You leap, tap, jump into the water.
Now Bramble's freaking out.
Great. Eli, you're below deck, and roll perception for me, please, with disadvantage.
We're turning this whole boat around. Just.
It's a 12.
Cool. You do not hear the splashing. You are busy doing this thing. You are getting it rehooked. I would say the second you realize that you get it fixed, the whole boat goes, and it just jerks into place. And Bramble is spinning the wheel, so it's just trying to make this large U-turn. And the whole thing would feel Sirens would immediately fall over and look up at you and go, who, what is that? It's the hedgehog. And he would turn around and run out the door. He'll get to the top and go, "What are you doing?" And then I will roll charisma for him as well.
Yeah.
Eli, roll me a charisma saving throw as you get to the top, please.
Right.
My guy's good.
I got a 10.
Eli immediately gets the look in his face as well as he hits the top. Bramble.
Like the same look that caused the other two people to jump off the ship?
Yes. He rolled a 10. God. He rolled a 10. He immediately gets taken by the music. So he's not overboard yet. He's got a good 40 feet.
Right.
Also the captain, the actual captain, is screaming at you as this happens. Which is why I'm letting you notice that Eli gets the same look in his face.
I think Bramble would, jump. From where she is to, try and tackle Eli, down to the ground. She's not worried about, him yelling. She's seen it,
Please
so
roll athletics.
I think I need to come up with stories that fit our skill level better.
No, this is so good. Roll athletics, please.
Okay. I got a 5.
That's beautiful. Eli can't avoid you. Please roll damage. What's your unarmed strike damage?
Let's see. Is 2.
Eli, you take 2 points of damage as Meryl tackles you to the ground. Please roll.
Bramble tackles you.
What did I say, Meryl?
Yeah. You can stop calling me Meryl.
I need to stop. I'm sorry. It's just the Mar thing. It's hard. Anyway, Bramble, and also you have 2 M's behind you, so it just makes me want to say the word. Bramble hits you for 2 points of damage, Eli. You hit the ground and you get knocked out of it, and you look around as she is now there, little spiky ball, looking at you, you guys are eye to eye, like this.
Nice save, Captain.
Right, and she's gonna grab his shoulders, everybody's going overboard. Everybody's going overboard. Do something.
Sirens hearing this will be like, "Oh no! Oh, of course! Damn Sirens!" And he'll run up and grab the wheel and steady the ship so it's not just making circles. And he'll say, "Where? How long ago?"
No, just Eli went down and I was just driving, and then there was this sound, and then the people started running off the boat, and then I don't know, it was I don't know.
Very cool. You guys would turn and you'd see as this there is a woman figure with these big, it almost looks like a hood like a viper would have, and she's got these very elven ears, and has this faint glow to her skin, and she is holding one is holding our Whisper here, and the other one is holding the cat. But you would notice the cat's head is under the water. They're drowning the cat while they currently are about to do the same to Whisper.
Oh, Bramble is taking issue with that.
You're,
like she feels some sort of way about the cat.
You're currently about 60 feet from them.
So, I am. Where are they in relation? So, like, I'm imagining I came straight up out the center of the ship, coming up from downstairs.
You are looking through the overboard of the ship, like the where a cannon would go if there were cannons to the ship, and you are looking straight through that little hole, and you can see these two in the water. And as you guys are looking, you hear a as Swab, as the one holding Swab gets struck by a powder shot in the side of her face, because C-Run hits his target.
Yeah. In immediate reaction to that, I'm just going to fire off a chromatic orb at the other one.
Nice, roll to hit.
That's a nat 1, so it's a 6.
You shoot the chromatic orb, and it goes wide, and slams into the water next to them. As as Whisper, you are dunked under the water. The one that got hit by the thing, I'm gonna roll for that one real quick. I did do 10 damage to her, so she drops it, and the cat comes. Swab comes. She comes out from under and looks up at this thing, and she turns and looks at you and goes, and then she gets shoved back under the water. She will. She only has 2 exhaustion points currently.
Well, Bramble's gonna fire guiding bolt.
Okay.
At the one that's
good.
Probably at the one that's holding Swab over Whisper at the moment.
Okay. Fine. I'm gonna let you know. You might hit and do damage. The only way they will get a breath is if you do above 10 damage.
Check.
Great. Whisper, after this, you will go, and I will let you roll to see if you come to or not. Very cool. Whisper. Or not Whisper, Bramble, by all means, please roll to hit.
17.
Easily the AC, yes. You strike very clearly.
And it's radiant damage. Does that make a difference?
Not this time. I know what you all are used to with me.
6 damage.
It does 6 damage?
That is literally it. That is awful.
Very fine. It hits, and you see it. It takes a chunk out, and Swab is still holding clearly in the water, and she looks up and goes, and like just massive bubbles as she hisses at you. Not the cat, the siren.
Check.
Whisper, please take a point of exhaustion and roll to see if you come to or not. It'll be a charisma saving throw.
That was a 7.
No, you do not. Eli, your turn, and I am reloading my shot pistol with from Mr. C-Run, and he's gonna yell, "1 moment, I'll hit it clear in the face this time."
I'm going to draw my short bow, and I'm going to take a shot at it.
Very good.
That is a 14.
14 is its AC.
Okay. All right.
Which one are you shooting at?
The one that didn't... The same one I shot at last time, the one that didn't get hit before.
Oh, the one holding Whisper. Great, go ahead.
Yes, the one holding Whisper. So 14 hits? Or no?
14 is its AC. It does hit.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Its AC is 13, so on a 14 you hit. That's what I'm trying to say.
All right, so... that is...
Fucking sirens, man.
22 damage.
22?
Yeah.
What? This thing takes a shot. It goes. It lets go. Whisper, you float up and get a breath. You come to immediately. Because when it lets go of you and it stops singing, you come to. What a strike! Wow. Bramble, on your turn, before you can do anything, he finishes loading his powder pistol, and he looks down at you and goes, "Little hedgehog, save your friend!" and throws the pistol at you. And it just hits you in the chest.
Like try and like capture it. Like...
Yeah, you got it. I'm gonna say you catch it. If you would like to try and shoot it, I will let you roll to hit.
Yes. We are definitely going to.
So okay. I want you to roll to hit. Roll a d20, and I want you to add your either your intelligence or your dexterity modifier. Tell me which one you're adding. It'll be a different AC for whichever one you do.
Definitely going with dexterity modifier.
Okay.
Which is a 3.
Roll a 10 plus, and I will say you hit it.
All right, let's go. Yeah. That is a 19.
Okay, so
3.
So this thing cannot do less than 8 damage. So I'm just gonna let you know. You pull the trigger, like you shoot this thing. It has a huge kick to it. It floors you. So Bramble sits on her ass after shooting this shot off. The whole thing. This is like Bramble holding a full-on rifle in a pistol, because this otter is kind of large, like I said. Bramble shoots this thing. It clearly on a 19, like you said. This clearly just takes this thing's head clean off. The cat, your cat friend, looks over and goes, "I don't like the water. I don't like." Her accent goes away and everything. "I don't like the water," and she just starts flailing.
At this point, I would be throwing a rope overboard, trying to give everyone a way to swim back over to the boat.
The one that was holding Whisper is still alive. It finishes screaming, looks down at Whisper, and goes to bite you, Whisper. I am going to roll to hit.
Do it. I dare you.
I definitely got a nat 1, so it misses you. Whisper, you may take a turn to go.
Awesome.
By all means.
Perfect. All right, I'm going to swing it at twice with my sword.
Yep.
So let's see here.
You all watch this dog flail through the water with his sword.
It's the 22 and a 19.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Yep.
I'm gonna do a total of 22 damage.
Whisper absolutely annihilates this fucking thing. I mean, like, cuts it clean in half, cleaves it, does a little dolphin dive, hits the water, resheaths the sword, and doggy. Are you going to save the cat, or are you going to doggy paddle back to the boat?
Oh, I'm totally going to go doggy paddle towards the cat and save her.
She immediately grabs you and climbs up on top of you, and she is, like, scared. Her claws kind of go into you a little bit. Doesn't kill you. It doesn't hurt you or anything, and she's now on top of you, like, looking around. She looks like a real cat all of a sudden, and she's like, "Please get me out of the water! Please get me out of the water! Please get me out of the water!"
I would then start swimming back towards the boat.
Cool. As you're swimming, you feel something bump you underneath, and it's the dead body of the thing floating away.
I'd kick it in the face.
Great.
The face it doesn't have.
Yes, obviously. Get on top of the boat. The cat immediately does the little thing where it like shakes all the way off and it rolls around. She's like, oh yes, whew. I love sailing, but I don't like the water. Her accent is now back.
Whisper would shake off like directly in the middle of everybody and get everyone wet.
Great.
Bramble would run to hug the cat and be like, "Oh my God, you're alive! Yes!" Right? And then like wink and give her like a thumbs up, like, "I got you."
She looked down and be like, "That was a clean shot. You very good with firearms."
Yes. It's almost like, a past life of mine.
Right. There is a little tiny ding in your armor where the butt hit your thing. It's there. Now you know that that's what it's for.
Oh.
You okay, Whisper?
Whisper would nod and just be like,
All right. Let's not do that again.
Cool.
Good job, Bramble.
I think at this
You've
point,
really proved your worth the last couple days. Good
I
job.
know. My story is going to be legendary. Withstood the waves, took down 5 bears, and saved the whole party. Yes.
You've done the waves. We'll get back to the party in a bit. We'll talk about those bears later. But the way you've handled yourself on the boat the last couple days, I'm almost willing to agree. Maybe you are on a divine quest because I've never seen someone take that many consecutive waves back to back. In all honesty, I'm a little terrified.
Yep. Been trying to tell you, divine protection of a legend. Just growing.
Hearing this from Bramble, Whisper would not buy into any of it. He wouldn't shake his head and immediately walk back down.
Very cool. Okay.
Good job, kid.
Bramble, roll a D100.
Oh, God. I'm
All
alive.
right, let's see. D100.
37.
Nope, it's an 11.
Eli, roll survival.
Do I have to?
Oh, yes.
That is a 9.
Cool. I'm gonna say another couple days pass, and then the wind picks up a little bit. You point the boat in the direction you believe is the right way to go. You're looking at the compass. You know that you're not going north, and that is important. You try and get the boat back from going the little circles it was making off into the ocean.
Right.
You get the boat pointed back south, and you in your mind you're like, okay, once I get this south, then we can hook back in. So you start to maneuver the boat to hook. The wind is just working against you, and for some reason the tide's working against you now a little bit. Out the ocean, the tides kind of move different ways. Eli, I'm going to give you a chance at this. This will be my dedication to you being such a great seafarer, and possibly the only one on this boat that has ever been in this ocean. Please roll me nature.
With advantage?
No, I'm giving you a chance at this.
Wow. Eli.
That's a 6.
What's going
Great.
on, bud?
Eli, the water looks like water. No, so the water is, you look off and you're like, you're beyond the barrier wall. You know that you're back in regular territory water. You know that means you need to point the boat the opposite direction. You get it pointed up, and you realize, well, we're gonna have to go back. We're gonna have to go a little further south to get it out this way, since the wind isn't working with us for a bit. You know how to sail. Is my point.
Right.
But you also know that, Eli,
we're gonna have to go out of the way to course correct.
But you also know, Eli, that you need to go to sleep. It has been a good 70 hours since you have slept. You're either going to start rolling exhaustion, because there's also now nothing left to eat, or you are going to go to bed, wake up, and hope that you are pointed in the correct direction after a 4-hour sleep.
Yeah, I let the captain take his nap, so I'm gonna go back to my otter friend and be like, all right, it's your turn. I'm going to sleep before I keel over. Who knows what else is gonna be upon us before this trip is over.
Right. Yeah, why don't you take the first mate Bramble with you?
Yeah, I really need to sleep, so I'm just gonna leave her up here. But she's been very helpful the last couple days. I'm gonna leave her to you.
His eyes are gonna get a little bit wide, and he's gonna go, right. Yeah, so helpful. Best
Yeah.
little.
Right.
It'll work. She'll be fine. And
Bramble,
then
do you want to
I'm
learn how to shoot?
Yes. Shoot
Great.
and sail. I'll be
Well,
the.
I
perfect-
have the perfect task for you. You go below deck. Bramble, you run up. He takes the wheel. He lets go of it for a second and goes, first thing you gotta do when you learn to shoot is first clean your gun. And he's gonna put the guns down and say, and tell you how to take them apart and tell you how to clean them. And he's gonna let you do that for a good 3 hours.
Ow.
He's got 6 of these powder pistols, and he says, once they all shine, I'll let you shoot each one of them.
Oh my god, this is so exciting! I can't wait. This is gonna be great. And so she's gonna like start scrubbing and like trying to take them apart and like put them back together.
Great.
And they are not going to be put together correctly. Just
Oh, I am
So we're all
super aware. Whisper, if you would like to get a long rest in it as well, you may.
Yep.
Very good. You two will not take points of exhaustion yet. We are going to start rolling for that when you wake up, though, because, like I said, there is
I already
no
took one. I don't need another.
I know you do. You get that one back from this.
Thank God.
But now we will all start taking exhaustion rolls, including my crew, because there is no more real food. Unless you all can figure out if somebody has like conjure food or something like that. I don't think you do, but cool. 3.5 hours pass. Bramble, he looks over and goes, all right. And he kind of like picks one up and messes with it, tinkers with it for a second, shoves it back together properly, shows you how to do it. So now you know. I'm going to let you know how to put these back together now. So when that comes up again someday, this will be, you know how to put together a powder pistol. I want you to understand. You are not technically good at firearms, but you do know more than the average person. And he goes, all right. And he shows you how to load it. He lets you load yours. I'm not going to make you roll because he's right there. So he shows you how to do it. And then if you'd like, I'll let you take a shot at something.
absolutely.
Great. He shows you how to steady the gun on the edge of the deck. And he looks out. There's a little stone that's peeking out of the waves. And he goes, why don't you have a good... Yeah, take a shot at that. I'll let you roll to hit if you want.
Yeah. Okay. Am I rolling a d20?
D20 plus your dexterity modifier.
Okay. So that was 8. Plus my 3 is what, 11?
So 11. Shot goes wide just a little bit, but you see it next to it. So you got close. It was good.
Right. Yes! Wait till I tell Meryl. Oh, it's going to be great.
That was a pretty good shot. He hands you his that he did, and he goes, again?
Yes!
This time, and he says, this time, breathe out when you fire.
She's like soaking all of this in, like, yes. This only adds to the legend that is Bramble.
Roll with advantage.
And then, let's see. Another 8.
With advantage?
That was 11. Yeah, the first one was a 7.
He's now holding your back a little bit so you don't push back. But again, but that being said, it's the same exact spot in the water. And he goes, you aim to the left a little bit. You need to make sure that you bring it in next time. Good job. Eli, you were woken up by shots going off. You get your long rest in, though. You are muted.
Muted.
Do I hear anyone screaming?
Nope.
Is it just the 2 shots?
You hear the 2 shots.
Until
Okay,
Bramble.
I'm gonna put my head above deck just to see and make sure nobody's bleeding out.
The moment your head comes over deck, he goes, Wonderful, you're awake. I'm tired. And he walks down the stairs next to you.
Yeah. Bramble's gonna like run towards you, like waving like the gun.
She has two guns in her hands.
He's like,
He completely left her with these two guns that are active and ready to be loaded.
Whoa! Okay. Whisper! What were you doing?
Whisper's asleep.
Yep, fully just knocked out.
Fully
Two
knocked out
gunshots
at the bow of the ship.
Yep, the gunshots aren't gonna wake this man up. He's good.
Okay. We're gonna take those from now and just kind of.
The cat is in the crow's nest, also asleep. I'm just letting you know, everybody's asleep but you and Bramble at this point.
Hey, Bramble's gonna be like, no, why are we taking these? I spent hours thinking of
You can do this again later, but for right now, people are trying to sleep and also not get shot. You have not turned the safety back on.
There are no safety on these guns. These are not safe firearms in any way, shape, or form. They are powder pistols. I've been rolling for every single one that's shot to see if they blow up in her hand.
What the captain taught me though, like
you have powder and a bullet on you. By the way, you can reload one.
Great, she's doing that. She's gonna run straight back to where the captain was shooting, and she's gonna like powder.
Eli, you immediately start seeing her pour black powder into the pistol.
It's like
run up to her, put a hand on her shoulder. Hey, excuse me. I believe the captain trained you. Let's just hold off for right now. You can show me a little bit later. Let's wait.
Now it's a loaded gun.
And you know what? I'll take this one for now.
Well, how much later? Like, there was a target.
The crags that you were shooting at are starting to go away. This is like the rocks. You need to, like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, these are the rocks you were shooting at?
Right. We're losing the target. Give me the gun. Give me the gun.
You will have your time later. Once the captain is back up here, you'll have more time to practice.
I think the cat will wake up at this point and look around. And she'd be like, oh, the captain gave you one of his guns. That's really cool. I like that one.
Yeah, I'm a great shot.
She'll, her tail will flick around and she'll sit next to you. You are? I'm not a good shot myself.
I can prove it. Give me my gun. It's loaded. Give me my gun. Come on, Eli.
All right, last shot.
Oh.
Make it count.
You can roll with advantage because the cat's going to immediately put her paw on the back of your hand and give you guidance so you can add a d4 to it.
Yes. All right. Yes. Okay. Okay. Gotta get loose. Take really good aim.
Gotta get loose. I love it. This is a further shot. The AC is a little bit higher because of how far away it is, but you have a plus D4 to this, so by all means, D20 plus advantage, go.
Right. So that is a 21.
With the D4?
No, not even with the D4
Add the
yet.
D4.
Add the D4. +4.
Okay. So Eli, you watch as she does a little thing, shakes herself off, puts this whole hand cannon down, pulls the trigger. It goes boom right into the same little divot, smack. But then you watch as the crag, like way further than a pistol shot should be, goes and shatters. This is an incredible shot.
I feel like Bramble's gonna like dance around with the gun.
At this point, I want to recap. You've watched Bramble overtake the sea. You've watched Bramble also she fought a siren, and now she has clearly hit something with like sniper marksman aim with a pistol.
I'm in way over my head. Good job, kid. Now, let's get to work.
Whisper, this is when you wake up, because the third shot means that there might be something wrong.
Yeah, Whisper would just wake up, peer his head over, see all three of them over there, and he wouldn't go back to bed, but you just see him just kind of like slump over like a dog does.
Yes,
Just
awesome.
lay there.
All three of you, please roll me a d20. On a 15 plus, you do not take a point of exhaustion. Anything lower, you will take the first one. As I throw my other d20 below down on the floor somewhere. Both my captain and my first mate take a point of exhaustion.
Does a nat 1 give me 2 points?
Yes.
Okay, well, I got 2 today.
Nope.
Oh!
Bramble, way too excited. She got a 16.
Bramble, being the youngest, is used to going without food.
Hearing 3 gunshots go off has rattled Whisper, and he is now both angry and upset there is no food and that we are still on this boat.
Eli?
Like, who sleep after becoming that great of a shot? Just like, who could sleep? Who could want food? You're surrounded by a legend.
Eli took one?
Yeah.
All right. Everybody but Bramble is exhausted. The days drag on. I'm going to say we reached the 2-week mark now. You still have no idea which way land is. Do you have a way to try and figure it out, Eli?
Can I roll insight? When we're sailing during the evening time, during one of the evenings, can I roll insight and try to figure out our location based on the stars and get us back on course?
Yes, please roll insight. With your disadvantage because of your exhaustion. Is that what the first point of exhaustion does?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does the first point of exhaustion do?
I believe it gives you disadvantage on rolls.
Disadvantage on ability checks.
Yeah.
And what's the second one do?
Half your
Your
speed.
speed is halved.
Oh.
So because of disadvantage, that is a 2 instead of a 17.
Cool. Even on a 2, you look up and you can find the red stars of Dalinar and Nozdog.
Right.
Because you're exhausted, there's just like thousands of them in the sky. And you're looking up and you're trying not to nod off, and you're starting to get the, like, when everything's kind of doubling out.
Mm-hmm.
And you just pass out. You just can't do it. It's too hard. Bramble.
So do I get a rest for passing out?
We'll see how long it is. Bramble, roll me another d20, and now you need above an 18.
I got a 5.
Cool. You take 2 points of exhaustion as well. And you are laying next to your cat friend. She's curled up on the near the bow of the ship. I don't know if Whisper is still on the bow of the ship, but
Yep.
Okay. You're all curled up there. Eli, you can see them as you kind of go. Bramble, you start to fade in and out as well. It's been a good about 7 days since most of you have eaten. Bramble, as you start to fade out, you kind of look down and you notice a root in your armor. And it's got a little bud on it, and it's growing something. The water and all the moisture and the idea that this is like stuck into your fur has been keeping it going. It's growing a little tiny leaf. Please roll me insight or perception about your little root friend here.
All right. Definitely going with insight.
You have disadvantage because you're tired.
Okay. That was a 21, except on disadvantage it's a 14.
Okay. Even with disadvantage, even with your waxing and waning ability to be awake, this is a root, a piece that got stuck in your armor when you were leaving Coldmeadow. and I think in your delirium almost this would be a sign that the great tree has been with you the whole time. And I'm gonna let you fall.
Like you would start talking to it.
I figured, and I'm gonna let you fall asleep just babbling to the great tree.
I killed 6 bears.
This number just keeps getting higher and higher.
I love that the number of bears gets larger every time. Beautiful. Eli, roll a d20. On a 10 plus, you get another point of exhaustion. On a 15 plus, you lose 1.
15.
I said on a 15 plus, so you have now 1 point of exhaustion instead of 2.
Wait.
No, you'll. I'm sorry. In my head, whisper. You wake up. You've been on the ocean before. You know how to deal with the prolonged exhaustion. I'm gonna say you have just a tiny bit left in your flask if you want to take that sip.
Yeah.
You look around. Everybody is passed out. The boat's been drifting for a while. Please give me what you're gonna do. Fun boat ride.
Using a spyglass, can I see if there's like any land or anything like out on the horizon that I can try to angle us towards?
Okay. You start to look around. There's fog coming from the east.
Okay.
There's no land. No, I'm sorry. There's fog coming from the west. There is no land anywhere else. Fog means that that whatever's happening that direction is affecting the moisture of the air. So there has to be something that way theoretically.
There's something that way, exactly.
Right. Okay, cool.
The question is, how thick is the fog? Is it like mist rising off the ocean, or is it like...
It's the fog we saw in Florida.
Okay.
Damn, that was some thick fog then.
Yeah, Silent Hill fog.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. Eli would really have to think on this decision because he's like, there's no point putting us in unnecessary danger, but we also can't just keep floating in this direction. So I think he would just have to make the choice to go in the direction of the fog.
Mm-hmm.
Just to check that out, because if nothing else, we may come across the wreckage of another ship that's burned or something, or land or something.
Mm-hmm.
At least we have a chance to find something instead of just floating dead.
Yep, no problem. I rolled a 2 for my cat, so she gains another point of exhaustion, and my Mr. C Run also gains a point of exhaustion. Bramble Whisper, please, D20. Same thing as him.
Before the 15 or above.
You're looking for if you get a 15 or above, you will lose 1. Or if you get an 18 or above, you'll lose 1. If you get a 10 or above, you'll stay normal. 10 or below, you gain 2 points.
I got a 15.
Okay, you will lose a point.
I got a nat 20.
You gain you're fine. You wake up and you are also good. Bramble, you're still asleep. But you did gain. You didn't take a point, is my point. Very good, guys. Whisper, you shake it off. Your more canine wolf pack thing kind of sticks in, and you look around and realize that you are probably a little bit more reinvigorated than the rest of them.
I think in this specific moment, seeing Eli awake would probably give Whisper more of a rush of, okay, we have to do something. If we don't, we're just kind of, this is it.
Awesome.
So seeing Eli up, Whisper would immediately go to him and ask him if there's anything at all that he needs done. Whisper can do it.
Theoretically, if Whisper and you can open, there is a breeze. If you can open the sails properly, you could begin to push further faster.
Okay, so yeah, I would point. Just help me get these sails out. The sooner we catch these breeze, the sooner we can be moving. There's
Great.
something going on off to the west, but it's better. We're gonna go take a look. It's better than sitting here doing nothing.
Awesome. I'm gonna say you guys get it open. The wind as it creaks the ship forward. This is the fastest it's gone since you all have left port / been through a storm. You push into the fog, and you start to hear birds, which means you have to be close to something. The fog begins to peel away, and you realize you're running into cliffs and rocks and sides. You need to start veering the ship along. Eli, this is what you do, sir.
I would immediately just go hard to port and just start turning the wheel.
Great. I need a nature check, a survival check with advantage, and a sleight of hand check for getting through this stuff. Bramble, you are jerked awake by this. And you will watch as Eli captains this ship, and we'll talk about how that goes in a second. Nature for figuring out where the rocks are and how to move around them. Survival for doing it, and sleight of hand for how steady it goes.
Nature is an 8, survival is a nat 20, sleight of hand is a 19.
Whew! Now look, although he does miss some of these rocks, and some of them do kind of peel, it's very expertly done. As he's hitting rocks, he somehow is able to maneuver the ship right around. So it's almost like he's like tracing these rocks as he goes through these crags. He goes through even like a tunnel at this point. Like he's Sinbadding the ship around the edge of this cliff. Peels out around a dell of a bunch of these different things. This is utterly impressive. This is what Eli does. He is a smuggler through and through. It's like riding a bike, my friend.
Yes, yes.
Let's
not do that again.
As you pull around the bend, you are seeing land. You're trying to scan the horizon for somewhere to stop. Right. Anywhere to stop, I think, at this point. Against these tall, crazily winding, very high cliffs of, like, almost glittering rock. Who wants to try and spot somewhere to land? While Eli...
Yeah. She'd yell out something useless like, can't see like all these cliffs.
Yeah, I feel like Whisper would actually be trying to look for something instead of just...
I love the way Bramble's screaming land at the cliff sides. Beautiful. Whisper, please roll.
Walk right in front of him.
Whisper, please roll. It's our perception.
That'd be a 19.
Fuck. There are... Off the horizon, you can see where the cliffs start to come down into a beach. But also you can see these little tiny towers of this tall... It's almost a city. Skyscrapers, mind you, of these like spindles going up this large thing. And there's little tiny glows on each of them. Think arcane lights just lit up on the shore. You would also, on a 19, see a bunch of smoke clouds as a larger metal ship with a hull lit up bright, like glass arcane lights. The large smoke clouds bellow from the above as the steam ignites even in this torrent of almost like sparkles and fireworks. And they shift into the dark cloud, and the boat itself is leaving this like large cloud. The cloud makes wind so the boat can push forward. This is a much larger ship than yours as it creaks up towards you.
That's what we should have been sailing in.
True.
I have to admit, if you were sailing in that, you would have hit all of these rocks. I'm just saying.
Bramble would definitely be jumping up and down, being like, hey, people, you know? Yeah, that's definitely.
Whisper would immediately try to quiet Bramble. Like, I don't think Whisper has been on boats before. Whisper knows that not all boats are nice.
Eli, you have never seen wherever you are.
Okay, so would it even be something I would potentially like you recognize or have an idea of?
You have it. You know that these are arcane powered, like magical powered ships. They kind of not really remind you of anything you've ever seen. You just happen to know what they are because you've heard of this type of stuff before, but you would never have seen one of these ships in person.
Yeah, this is way above my usual pay grade. So,
the ship draws sails. It has a symbol on it that you don't recognize at all, which means you've never been in these waters. And as the sails open up, another set of sails on the side open up. So now it's pulling up to you. You're much faster than it though. Like but you are currently coming. You guys will be going side by side soon.
You're like we pass each other. Okay.
Yeah.
Do I have a clear line of sight to somewhere to pull up by shore?
You would have to get just gently past the ship to hit the beach.
Okay, so I'll just try to stick to the outside of them and just go past them.
Okay.
Keep the sails up so we're still moving at a steady speed, but we'll just go around the outside of them, get out of their way, but make our way to the island.
As you guys pull up, you can see this ship it's like this metal. It's these big pieces of metal surrounded by a very dark wood. This is a weathered hull. So it's like this giant wooden hull patched with very fine metal. There will be as you all are doing that, you'll see as this figure starts to run alongside the ship holding on to a rope, and it'll lean in. This is a brightly colored bird with the shiniest armor you've ever seen. Giant gold, just sparkling armor. And he would call out and go, "I'm Eldamir, son of the greatest fisher to ever live." His feathers kind of like perk up. Eli, you'd understand him slightly. Whisper, unless you have some way to understand all languages, I think that this would just escape you. And Bramble, to you, it sounds like just gobbledygook. This is a very hard dialect for you to understand. You would catch his name and the fact that he is a fisher. And that's only because the word fisher kind of reminds you of another language you heard.
Okay.
Tell me which language you call back in. Common would be like Coldmeadow common language. Yeah. Or I don't know what other language you speak currently.
I'd call back out to him in common just to see if he would respond at all. And I would just be, "Hello, my name is Elias. We're making our way to shore. What is on this island?"
The armor catches your eye as it almost blinds you. And he would call back and he'd say, "Oh, you're Fae. That's so cool. I have not met another Fae since my father. I have to tell you. There used to be a lot here, but they left. You're up far past the northern light."
I kind of understood some of that.
He would let go of the rope and you'd hear him say, "I'm coming aboard," in your common, as he would flutter down and land like right in front of you and look around. He is much taller than all of you. He is a bipedal bird, bright, like I said, beautiful plume. He'd look around and go, "It looks to me like you all need some food, yeah."
Yes, please.
I will
sorry,
do
I
my
didn't
best to
catch
talk
the
in
name.
your I'll do my best to talk in your language, yeah. But this is such my childhood language.
I tried to speak to him in Thieves' Cant just to see if he knew it by chance.
You would say stuff and he would look at you and go, "Ha! Ha! I am a sailor, not a thief, my friend." Which means he understood you, but he is not going to recognize that you are speaking to him in it.
Worth a shot. So, what are you doing here exactly? And where exactly is here?
Oh, much past the Northern Light. The capital of our continent is up ahead. Do you all need some help?
Yes, I would say that we do.
Yeah, Whisper would nod fast. This
We've got a crew of hungry...
this guy would just hear this voice in his head saying, "Please, feed us. Please."
Right.
us.
Oh, in your head? Yes, food it is. Like I said, my father was the greatest fisher to ever live. I got you. And he would do this with his feather, and a bunch of birds would come and bring fish.
Cool. Does Whisper still have like hands on Bramble? Because like I feel like she would be kind of like
Nope. At the sight of food, you would have seen a complete feral side of Whisper that you've never seen before.
This will be the first food you all have eaten in a week, easily.
Right.
Yes, you would see almost pure red in Whisper's eyes as he just scarfs down as much food as he possibly can.
The two down below, is anybody bringing them any food, or are they staying asleep?
Yeah, I'm gonna go down there. Once I see Whisper and Brambles are situated, I'll make my way back onto the ship and grab the captain and our cat friend and bring them up as well.
While you guys are eating, Eldemir would lean down and look, kind of doing the bird thing a little bit, and look at Bramble, and he would tap her armor and say, you got a nick in it. This is no good. This is no good. You would understand him slightly. He's doing his best to speak in your language.
Bramble would be like, "It is a nick of battle. I took down 7 bears, 3 crocodiles. Not to mention I saved the boat a few times, but you know. Oh, thank you for the food." And then like she'd go back to eating.
Nice. Let me see. He's rather friendly. He would say, yes. Bears. Oh, my lord. Some of my family member used to know some bears. But that was a long time ago in the woods. I personally live in the city. I don't like the woods that much. I really like the ocean, though. Smells nice, you know? You'd catch, like, every other word.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Either way, and he'd ting your armor again and go, "I'm sure we have tons of artificers back home that can fix this for you, yeah?"
Would she know what an artificer was?
Not at all.
Like, that's what I was thinking.
This is a foreign word that he just said. We would have tons of as he flicked your armor back home to fix this, yeah? He'd stand up and go, "Ha ha, famous, awesome." And he'd look and he'd he'd like go like this, the ships would pass. He's still on your ship. And you would hear him just call up gobbledygook language again. And he'd look down and go, "We'll be at port in half a day max. It's pretty nice, yes? Have you been above the Northern Light?"
I would say no. This would be the first time. Quite exactly, how far north are we?
This is the center of the continent. On the edge, obviously. If you go too far north, though, it gets all cold, and nobody likes the cold. He has no idea that where y'all are from, by the way. He's just...
No, just from my perspective, in my head, I would perceive this as we're in the northern part of the continent below where Coldmeadow is.
That is, I guess, where you think you are. Yes.
Okay.
Cool. He would look at you and go, so what are y'all doing out here, though? I've never seen a ship like this, not for a long time. Most ships, we can, and he goes like this, and he makes this like little plume of smoke, and it and like pushes the ship forward.
It would be very helpful to learn how to do that.
I can teach you. His accent's changing because he's like trying to figure out how to talk to you properly. And also, as he hears other accents, he's like, if I can just get my words to be right, it'll click. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's a linguist, but he's not very amazing at it.
Okay. And I have to thank you. You've given us so much after such a hard journey. Is there anything we can do to repay you?
Where are you from?
Even further north. We got a little turned around on our journey here.
He would look around and go, "You're from Redstone."
I've never maybe heard that name before, but no, I'm from we're from Madison.
He looks around and goes, "I've never heard of such a place." But, and he'd turn, and there's this tall city of skyscrapers and this glowing stone floating in the air as all this stuff crackles with these tall, large walls. And he goes, "I'd like to welcome you to the grand city of Chaun."
Oh my god.
Okay, yeah.
It is the jewel of our world and the only place not corrupted by the vampire threat.
Vampires? Chaun.
Redstone?
How far north are we?
Huh?
I've been very, very far, and I
have to say, though, if you are from Redstone, we will be killing you when we make port.
We're not from Redstone. I don't even know where that's at.
I'm going to roll insight against you and see what he feels. Also, roll persuasion.
I feel like Bramble with a mouthful of fish would be like, nope.
That's a 19 on persuasion.
That's cool. I got an 11, so he's going to believe you. That is good. You don't seem like you have sharp teeth, no doubt, but you don't seem like you have fangs. Nobody likes vampires here, let me tell you.
That tracks.
Okay, interesting.
That checks.
That's right.
Whisper, are you familiar with Chaun? I think that's what...
Whisper would look at you and just... He's still death staring his food. Completely ignoring you. And going back to eating after just a brief moment.
As you all enter port, you weave into the right spot. These giant metal grates come up around the ship and like hug it just right so that it sits in the right spot. You hear like as like this like port, all this stuff opens. This whole place is powered by wonderful magic and almost has electricity.
More advanced than anything Bramble or even Elias have ever seen.
Easily the most advanced thing you've ever been a part of.
Bramble's in awestruck of the sheer awesomeness of Chaun. Like, it just can't get any better.
Elias is also awestruck and has no clue what's happening, but is just trying his best to maintain his composure.
This would almost be like a high fantasy ship pulling up into a steampunk world.
Yeah.
This whole big thing shifts. A moving conveyor belt of a walkway leads up to it. The walkway is warmed to your feet so that it makes it feel nice. There are ruins that flash everywhere. You are healed completely, and almost feel like you have a long rest as you leave port. The bird Eldamir, with the shiniest of armor, looks down at all of you and goes, oh, haha, we're in port now. I got you. One moment. And he flaps away and comes back, and he has these little candies, and like offers them to everybody. And goes, eat.
At this point, this guy's already saved us, so Elias will trust him enough, and he'll eat it first, so everyone else can see how it reacts.
Bramble is already on that. Like, hand fistful
We're all
of
eating
candies.
this at the same time.
Bramble and yours is lemon lime. Whispers, yours is mango. The other two are pineapple. You all down them. They teach you the common tongue of this world.
Oh.
Of this land. So now you know Chaun, because this continent is named Chaun, as far as everybody is concerned in Chaun. Once you leave Chaun, you can learn the real name of the continent. But for right now, as far as everybody's concerned, this is the grand continent Chaun. And everybody is a nationalist, let me tell you. But Vaymore looks down at you and goes, ha. So now you understand me, haha?
Yes.
Yep.
Wonderful! I can talk in my own language finally. It has been so... my friend. And he smacks you as hard as he can on the shoulder. And he looks down and goes, you little hedgehog, you, the bear killer. And he flicks your armor and goes, we need to get this upgraded, yes.
Yes. Fit for legend.
That is all we have here are legends, let me tell you.
Then I shall be right at home.
Oh, it is impressive, to say the least. I've never seen anything like this.
You know, nobody ever has, I promise. The first time you come here is the last time you ever want to leave. This is the most wonderful city there ever was. I have come from a different continent. My father brought me here at the behest of his best friends, and you know what? I became a living legend myself here, so I can't imagine leaving.
What continent were you from?
We are from Satis, but my father Vaymore, he did not want us to leave after we got here.
Okay, it is gone. And you've never heard of Coldmeadow or Madison, Mount Laurel, any of this ringing a bell?
No. You must be from the northern continent.
I would assume so. My world suddenly just got a lot bigger.
No. None of that matters to us. We are Chaun. This is the only place that matters.
All right.
Bramble's head is now much larger than it needs to be. But
all right.
Please let me show you to somewhere you can drink, eat, and rest for the night, and then maybe we can talk about what you're actually doing here. Yes?
Sounds like a plan. I appreciate the hospitality of Chaun.
It is the most wonderful in all of the world. He walks you through this large archway. On it says Fife's Resolve. You go through, there are just these giant plants. These are like pines that are growing up through this whole thing. It's beautiful. Through all of the, even with all of the arcane sorcery and the like metalwork and all of the fine detail of everything, still there is wonderful nature all around you. This place is kept impeccably. He turns and goes, once long ago, this place was ravaged by the worst of times. We had droughts and the loss of food and disease everywhere. But the lords, they went south. They established a wonderful place near my home Thulian, and then they came back and really brought this back to the glory that it once was in the beginning. Yeah.
They sound like excellent fine people they do.
Lord Orr is somebody to behold.
How long ago was this? We also had issues with droughts and food.
Oh, that was that's when my father was young. So I guess he lived to be a good 3,000. It had to have been a couple 1,000 at least years ago. He is now trying to pretend like he knows numbers.
Oh, okay. So this seems to be a reoccurring issue.
You all get to this tavern, and it says dockside. There is a statue in the middle of this square, and it is a large person holding his hand up. And as the light hits it, you can see that there's like this immaculate, wonderful like onyx crystal, and it is like this blackness that almost like it's almost like it's missing like a piece of the world as you look at it, and it kind of just ebbs. This is to keep the weather nice in this part of this place. So even if it rains around the city, this part will always be a sunny disposition, nice afternoon day. And the base of the statue says to the former Lord Orr, the changer of all weather.
I wonder how much it would cost to get one of those set up in front of my tavern.
You want a tavern? Oh my gosh, I love taverns. This is a very nice one. Come. I will do first rounds. Obviously, everybody here drinks. You are all wonderful adults. And he like winks at Eli and kind of gets it.
I think Bramble would like try and whisper to like the little piece of the great tree and be like, "Thank you, we belong here."
It wiggles.
Yeah, let's make it inside. I need a drink.
Great. You walk inside. This tavern is just as rundown as yours. It's a tavern. It's a tavern for boat people, just like every other tavern for boat people there ever was. Let me tell you.
Oh, I feel at home.
There is a light green-skinned tiefling and a human working behind it, and immediately you realize you are not on your fucking continent.
Well, Bramble's running straight to the bar and being like, "Oh my god! What are you?"
Are you talking to the tiefling or the human?
Oh my god!
Wait, are you talking to the... No, this is a big... This matters a lot. Are you talking to the tiefling or the human?
Ooh.
Oh my god.
I feel like I would talk to the human first because I feel like everything else kind of like it wouldn't be unusual to see like something with horns or something like that. So I feel like I would talk to the human first.
Okay. The human looks down and goes, "Huh? Oh my god. Fae are here again. You know, we don't get a lot of Fae. I am a great citizen of Chaun, let me tell you. May I ask what realm are you from?"
Coldmeadow.
This is a first for us to have somebody from the realm of Coldmeadow. Roll charisma, Bramble, with advantage.
My god. I cannot believe you just ran up to a man and said, "What are you?"
Yo, if she ran up to that tiefling and said it, we'd be a whole different story right now, let me tell you.
I know. I'm just sitting here like, please.
15.
The tiefling is going to crook her eye at everything going on. Light green skin, almost looks like plants. And she's going to go, Okay. Can I get you all a drink? The hamster and the large ferret, and apparently you brought your dog. Eldamir, what are you doing? Eldamir be like, "These are my friends. They're from the Grand Plain of Coldville or something. I don't know. Who cares? Round for everybody." Everybody in the whole bar cheers. You realize this is a bar with karaoke. It is very loud. It is packed.
All right. I apologize about my friend here. Just the strongest drink you have for me, and get something for her. Whisper, if you want a drink, now's the time.
I'm drinking. Wait, he's drinking. Did I see her turn green? Like glow green?
She is green. She just is. She's a green tiefling.
I would ask if she's connected to the divine tree too.
Oh, divine tree. I am I am connected to the mother goddess, and she would touch the table, and a little tiny tree would sprout and grow out of it.
Bramble would just be like, static, and she'd be like, you are connected.
Tiefling druid just talking to a hamster or a hedgehog about the tree.
Exactly.
Well,
and she
like, she's having this conversation, she's not getting in trouble. So I imagine I'm just sitting at the end of the bar nursing my drink with.
You both are brought these tall hurricane glasses of this like red and blue liquid. It is a regular, like, it's almost like a tequila type of drink.
Yeah, no, Eli's immediately down to it.
Great.
Yep. Whisper would be right there with him.
Eldamir watches you all down it. He downs his immediately and goes, awesome! Let's have a round of cold ones. You know, just the regular stuff. Let them sip on something. He's been at sea for a long time. Bring them some food, too. I know you've got the better stuff in the back. Get the better stuff from the back. Do not skimp. Do not skimp. Do not skimp. I'm not paying. You are. We got this. And he goes like that and casts Fast Friends and Charm. And he makes it with basically a nat 20 as far as that stuff goes. You can tell he is a very, very, very strong at what he does. He turns to Whisper and goes, do you speak out loud, my friend? Not you then. Looks at Eli and please roll a charisma saving throw. You're looking for a 14 plus.
Out of a 5.
Great. He modifies your memory and makes you believe that you want to sing karaoke. With him.
All right.
So, Bramble, you watch.
Let's get the show on the road.
Bramble, you watch as he turns, and Eli immediately becomes much more excited instead of his down self. And he walks up arm in arm with Eldamir, and they both just start singing. I will roll performance, you roll performance, and let's take the highest one.
Oh, Bramble is ecstatic. She can't wait to tell everybody what an awesome
18.
karaoke job he did.
I rolled a nat 20.
So Eldamir begins to sing, but then Eli takes the song over and starts singing this like sailors like tune that is like this very happy like go lucky song. Nobody's ever heard it, but as the hook hits, everybody erupts. Like it's this crazy moment of everybody screaming and like throwing liquor and downing and like everybody. This is a party.
Darby's go-to song, it always gets the party off.
Yeah.
Eli, mid-song, you realize modified memory disappears and you are just still singing, and you're like, and you realize what happened.
At this point, I'm imagining I've been drinking the whole time I was on stage, so at this point I'm probably too drunk to care.
Awesome.
And so we'll keep the song going for a little while.
As the song ends, he looks over and winks at you and goes, I didn't really mean anything by it. It's something my old friend taught me. My babysitter used to teach me how to do this, yes?
Let's just not make a habit of it.
No problem. I would never do such a thing.
Right.
Now, I really appreciate you. Now we all just need a spot to rest. Can we get rooms here at the tavern, or do we need to go find an inn?
You would need to find an inn. Across the street there's a nice one, or you can come stay at my place if you'd like. I don't know do you have money that works here?
How much money would we realistically have at this point?
You'd have a bunch of gold, and when you show them that you have gold, everybody would be like he would be like, holy shit. Like, you have gold instead of like actual pressed coins.
Mm-mm.
And he would be like, that's not, yes, you stay with me. You can stay with me. Immediately, he's like, don't show people you have gold, please.
What? Do you guys use platinum or something?
He's gonna pull out these like moon-shaped coins and show you that they have pressed money and gold is used to like melt down. Like that is like their currency's worth nothing outside of Chaun. But you know what I mean? It's like regular currency in the real world that like means nothing unless you are somewhere that takes it.
Right.
But he's like, don't show people you have that. That's crazy.
Well,
Meanwhile, I'm just
if all of them
carrying a
look
whole
the
bag.
same,
They're
Well, I
like
guess
it's like sterling silver, so it's literally worth nothing to you.
Yeah.
Like, you're looking at it, you're like, the fuck is this?
okay. All right. Yeah. Let's go. Is there somewhere we could maybe sell this gold? To get some kind of usable currency while we're here.
I could bring you to I can bring you to the forge. They would probably buy it from you. Gold is it's not rare or anything. It's just people don't just have gold like this. This is ready to be used. I think at this point, Verse and Swab would wave to you guys, and they'd both say they'll find their own way. They're gonna sleep on the ship. They don't leave the ship in port, type of stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
Swab would walk over to Bramble, and she'd wait for everybody not to be looking and untie the rope that is still around you, invisible. And it's not connected to anything. It's ripped because of what happened with the water. But she'd untie it and be like, I think you did really good. Dropping her accent to tell you in a very personal way.
And then Bramble will be like, yes, thank you. It's the divine protection and me being a legend. But yes, thank you.
Right. Stay safe. If anything happens, run back to the ship. We'll be there for you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
She'd stand up and be like, you old barnacle, don't leave me. And she'd put her accent back on and walk back with the captain to go back to the ship.
I'll call after the captain and I'll be like, I'll check in with you later. Don't go far.
No problem. Just keep the stone. It's connected to your friends or something. I don't know. It's useless for me now.
I've got it.
Right. You guys are led through different pieces of Chaun. There are Bramble. Everybody roll perception or investigation if you're trying to look at stuff. If you're just walking through, just let me know and I won't say anything.
No, I would definitely be looking around at everything. Like, I would actually want to lean down to Whisper and be like, have you seen anything like this? This is the most advanced thing. I don't think I would have even imagined something like this until before yesterday.
Yeah, Whisper would just... Well, Eli would just hear in his head that Whisper has no clue what any of this is. Also,
Bramble's
we all
wide-eyed.
rolled a 15.
You rolled
And
a
did we really?
Yeah, all
everyone
three of us
rolled a
rolled a 15.
You
All
all
three-
rolled a 15. I love you
Yeah.
guys. This is the most on point this party's ever been. Okay. Each of you gets to see one, and take in one major thing. Eli, you specifically, as you are walking past this large building, it's like an atrium. There is a giant round, like huge tree pushes through this. It is not as large as the tree you live in, Bramble. I am just saying, but it is a large tree for this type of area. And it's like a big weeping, almost like willow tree, that has like these little budding flowers coming off of it. And as the wind blows, the flowers kind of like let go. They are like light blue and purple. And, it just says Amethyst Atrium in a big overhead thing. And it has got all these little lights and these big stone pillars. And it's the only stone thing you see in this whole place. Whisper, as you guys pad up past this long archway and go up this thing, there are a bunch of houses and a bunch of these little like, this is the first like bipedal animals you see, as a bunch of these foxes run over and like roll out, and one of them turns and like lights up on fire, and it's like blue for a second as it like hisses at the other one, and they all run back inside. Again, it's the first like animal type of person you see. This is in like a cottage, and out front of it has like this little tiny fishing hole, like made specifically for it, and it's got like the little picket fence on the front of it. As Eldamir gets you guys to this one spot, this large, it's like a gondola, but like, or like a, you know, like something you would take to go up a mountain. I forget what those are called.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like the lifts?
Yeah, like a lift.
Yeah, it's a gondola.
Okay, cool. It like locks into place, and he goes, you know, I would fly normally, but I'm walking with you people, so we'll get on here. And he hands the person out front one of the moons, and you get in, and it moves, it shifts back and forth as it and takes off. This is probably the most low-tech thing you've seen so far out of all of it. But still, it's like a level above whatever the hell you guys are used to, as this thing cranks and it brings you up. And as you leave a cliff, you realize you're going to the next cliff side, up high. And Bramble, you turn, and there's this large building that's the whole side of a cliff. And it's got this giant figure on the side of it, and these big pillars of like this twisted metal up into the spire, and the whole top of it is like this like really smooth looking large thing, and it's like a person with this large hat. The whole thing is the size of this person, and she's holding this giant orb on it, and the orb glows softly as people are going in and out of this building. Eldamir sees you looking at it and goes, "Ha! Yes, the founder of this place's best friend was a, she liked books or something. I don't know. That's the library, though. It's the largest library there ever was."
See?
I like books that
People and Meryl are going to be super jealous they missed out on the world's biggest library.
Look how small she is. Like, you know?
You have friends who like books. Every book ever written, I'm telling you, every book that matters is in that place over there.
That's a lot. Well, you have something you can tell the others about. That'll definitely make them jealous.
Oh,
Can I
yes.
read
Every
some of
floor is devoted to a different
Subject?
what do you call those things? Where the time goes to another era. Millennia. Every floor is devoted to another millennia of this continent's life.
Wow.
How long is a millennia?
I don't know.
A long time.
But yes, before
Bramble gonna like demand the sending stone. Like,
let's wait till we get to where we're going. You don't know what else we're gonna see along the way.
The lift stops abruptly, and you watch as a bunch of bird people fly past, and then it keeps going. And then it like hits the edge, stops, shakes, and his house is like this large tower, and it seems out of place. I'm just gonna say the tower seems very out of place. It is stonework. It has like this little inlay on it. The top is this big nest almost looking thing, and it's got this little like spyglass at the top. and it's welcoming. Out front is this little tiny statue of a bird, and it says, "The greatest kingfisher to ever live, Vaymore the Proud." But it's like this tiny statue. Like you could like tap it as you go past. It's like the size of my mic here.
That's hilarious.
Right.
And he looks at it and goes, "Dad," and he walks past. As he approaches the door opens for him.
As I walk past, I'll also just kind of give it a nod, not really knowing who this person is, but just trying to be respectful.
Right.
Whisper would do the same.
Bramble, after saying both of them do that, is gonna be like, and like lightly tap the statue, be like,
Nice. The inside is much larger than the outside. This is obviously a magical mansion.
Whoa. This place is something else.
Vaymore's armor immediately hits the ground and clank, 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 and he turns into a bird and flies up and lands on like this little trellis and just starts eating some food. But he is now a full bird.
Okay.
Oh, nah. Make yourself at home. No problem. I have tons of places to sleep. I maybe turn some pillows over. But mostly clean. Mostly everything's clean. It's pretty good. Cast prestidigitation or something if you need to. But yeah, sleep wherever you'd like. There's much food.
like,
yes.
he just turned into a full-on bird. I feel like Bramble has had a few traumatic experiences with birds and is not exactly thrilled that he just transformed to a whole bird.
Oh yeah.
And will be standing closer to Eli.
He chirps at you a little bit. It's like.
All right, it's gonna be okay. Let's find a spot to settle in. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Tomorrow I can bring you to the forge. You can sell your gold. Maybe we fix the hamster's armor. And oh, I am so sorry. You are a porcupine. I will fix the porcupine's armor. Not me, I suck at forging. But we have tons of artificers that can do that. And oh, yes, I'm supposed to go and turn my ballot in to the Senate chamber real fast, and then we can leave. Or at least get you set on the right direction to go.
Whisper, any input? You
Whisper, there's a giant looking dog bed that it's just this giant fluff pillow.
The only input you're gonna get out of Whisper is he's gonna look over at you and just be like, and then he's gonna walk over to this giant dog bed. And he's gonna walk to it. He's gonna stand on it for a second, and then he's gonna walk in like 4 or 5 circles, and then lay down.
I didn't mean to snort. I'm so sorry.
All right. Well, you please go ahead and do what you need to do. I think we'll just get ourselves settled in and try to rest. It's been a long journey, and the food has been extremely helpful. But now I think we'll go ahead and get some rest.
Wait, rest here?
Right, yes.
Here, with the bird above us.
The bird that saved our lives and kept us and has fed us twice today. I think we will be okay.
If you're scared of me, you're so lucky you didn't meet the woman my father pined for.
I said anything about being scared. I am being cautious.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No one's scared.
I know I am such an imposing presence. As this tiny bird speaks to you.
Still a bird.
It'll be okay, Bramble. I tell you what, you find you a nice spot with a lot of cover, and or sleep next to Whisper. He'll keep you warm and he can protect you.
I am big and fluffy.
Oh, you are allowed upstairs. No problem at that. The upstairs changes to what your mind feels like it wants out of a room. I'm just letting you know you both cannot enter the same room because it won't let you.
Yep, Bramble's going upstairs.
Fantastic.
And I'm gonna make sure she doesn't destroy your home. So I'm going off after Bramble.
Okay. He immediately goes to sleep. Bird asleep. I'm guessing Whisper does too. The upstairs is you go up just normal stairs. You hit it's like a hallway with a line of doors. The second one of you touches the door, they would disappear into the room, and the other one can't enter till that one leaves.
Yes, Bramble's reaching for the door immediately. She already knows exactly where she's going to sleep.
Great. Bramble, what does your room look like?
It looks just like my room at home with my favorite comfy bed and my siblings running around, right, getting ready for bed. And you just start to hear all the soft snores, the kicking, the scratching. Ugh.
Cool. The whole room shifts and becomes what you would like it to. We'll get back to that in a minute. Eli, what's going on with you?
At this point, he's just gonna be like, all right, well, I guess you can't get into too much trouble. And he's just gonna go down to the next room and put his hand on the doorknob and go inside.
Very cool. What does your room look like?
It's just the lower part of a ship's deck on my hammock.
Nice.
Just feeling the rocking of a boat. So just, I would imagine it would be like my little houseboat that I have outside of my tavern. And I'm just in my hammock, rocking myself to sleep on the water.
Beautiful. Everybody roll a d20.
That's a 3.
I got a 12.
17.
Cool. Whisper, you conk out, sleep through the night, just happy to be in a fluffy bed.
Big fluffy bed.
Eli, I think that you would slightly, you'd get a good night's sleep, even on a 3. But I think that no matter what, every couple hours, you would look around and make sure you don't hear Bramble leaving whatever room she's in.
Right.
And
yeah,
try
I'm sleeping lightly to keep an eye out to make sure nothing crazy.
You forced yourself to sleep lightly.
Right.
Bramble, I think that you would get a great night's sleep too, except for one spot in the middle of the night. You wake up and something in your, you know how when you're sleeping you get that thought that crosses your mind and you're like, damn it, why did I think of that? Bramble would wake up and she'd be like, wait, where's all the snoring coming from though? Because I'm in a room that obviously my siblings are not in, and there's just snoring because that's what you want it to do. And you not being used to high-end magic, or even magic like this, it would just be like, I don't like this. And then the snoring would stop and you'd be like, great. And you get back to sleep. And everybody's gonna get a good night's sleep. You guys have not made it south. Instead, you made it to the far east and or the far west, and are on the eastern coast of a continent you've never been to, in the great arcane city of Chaun. Thank you guys for playing. I hope everybody enjoyed. Everybody watching, I love you guys. This is the first episode of Party Going South.
Party going left.
And
Party definitely didn't make it south.
and also
Definitely
I would
not
just
making
like to have a shout out to the other party for not coming because y'all missed out on something fun. Anyway, have a good one. I'll get yelled at later. Love you all.
Oh, yeah.
Have a good one.
What even is a Chaun?
What?
The greatest